Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to another video. And if you have not seen the full fights yet, you want to exit this video because this is the MMA breakdown of UFC 216, the co-main event and the main event, baby. If you want to see the full fights, click the links in the description box. It'll take you to MMA linker where they do show the fights. I don't know what the quality is, but overall, man, UFC 216, holy crap. That is what a champion is. I tweeted it on Twitter, and I said that Demetrious Johnson is like the Fedor Emelianenko of his era. He's that damn good. He beat Ray Borg like it was senseless. He had like 190 punches to Ray Borg's 12. What? That's crazy. And I will say this. This was a phenomenal fight. Ray Borg actually... at some point was just coming. He never gave up, and that's a heart of a champion right there. That's a guy who does not back down. You gotta give Ray Borg credit, and you gotta respect Demetrious Johnson. Demetrious Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, is the baddest dude on the planet. I never expected to see a belly-to-belly suplex, like a German suplex, like thrown over his shoulder into an armbar. I've never seen that in my entire life. That was the sickest thing I've ever seen. Demetrious Johnson is probably pound for pound my favorite fighter. I think he's a better fighter than Conor McGregor. I think if they're in the same weight class, he could beat Conor McGregor. I think if he was in the same weight class as Jon Jones, he could beat Jon Jones. He is the pound for pound best technical fighter that we've ever seen in mixed martial arts. He does everything great. He was doing body kicks. He was doing like knees to the body when he was in half guard. I've never seen that before. He did the flying knee when he had one leg was being held by Ray Borg. He hit him with a flying knee, and that is what back in the day we seen Uriah Faber do, threw a flying knee when he had his knee being taken by another opponent. This dude is scrambling. He is trash talking. Is getting better. This dude is pound for pound the best fighter that I've ever seen technically. He does just finish fights, and he just said at the end of this fight, he's not in this business to take an ass whooping. He's in this business to dominate fights and make people look silly, and that's exactly what he did. He made Ray Borg look silly. He made him look like trash, like another just garbage fighter. He's like Anderson Silva in his prime. Anderson Silva was face kicking people, head kicking, knocking people out, making them look like a joke, and Anderson Silva wasn't taking damage either. The bottom line is, Ray Borg, he is a great fighter. He earned my respect tonight, but he will get better. Will he come back and beat Demetrious? I don't know. I don't think anybody right now can beat Demetrious Johnson unless he fights like TJ Dillashaw or somebody like Cody Garbrandt that's a bigger, strong. So when you get to the main event, Tony Ferguson used his technique and his cardio to do what he does best. Out cardio you. He makes you look like a fool. And when you look at Kevin Lee came in there being like very muscular, very emotional, and he tried to beat him with muscle instead of just technique, and he was winning by slamming him to the ground. He was winning majority of the scrambles. He was winning majority of the takedowns. Okay, but Tony Ferguson was winning by technique. Technique always beats power, and precision always beats speed, and that's what Conor McGregor says. And it's true. You can be the most strongest athlete out there, but if you can't go 25 minutes, you're going to gas yourself out. And that's why Tony Ferguson goes to Big Bear like 8,000 feet up and runs the mountains and does some crazy cardio work because he wants his cardio to be the best it can be. And he's doing like some cardio training like the Diaz brothers do. Diaz never gassed out. And that's the same thing with Tony Ferguson. He doesn't gas out. He does weird elusive movements, like almost breakdancing style stuff, and that's why he wins fights, because he's very elusive, very crazy. His jiu-jitsu is on point. He trains with Eddie Bravo, the best jiu-jitsu coach right now. And then when you look at Kevin Lee, he's a very strong individual, very explosive, kind of like Tyron Woodley, but that kind of fighting style is not getting you 25 minutes. That fighting style is not going to get you to beat Conor McGregor, because Conor McGregor is going to outstrike you, outkick you, outdo stuff. The only way he would beat Conor McGregor is probably on the ground with the grappling. But overall, man, this was a great fight. I think Tony Ferguson had a wrong game plan, or Tony Ferguson. I think Kevin Lee had a wrong game plan, because Kevin Lee was just trying to use his size, strength, and just dominate by that. He has hell of a good boxing style. His boxing is great. His scrambles on the ground are pretty decent, but the mindset of a champion like Tony is where it's at. When you're at the top of the level and you're fighting the best guys in the world, and you have that IQ of a fighter, that's what wins fights, not just size and aggression. And you've seen the difference in size. Tony Ferguson looked like a small, slim 155, and Kevin Lee looked like this big, muscular dude that just wanted to come out there and be very vicious and very violent. He gassed out in the second round. So if you're gassing out in the second round, you can't even go 25 minutes. That's a problem. But overall, the technique is what won the fight. The badass jiu-jitsu is what won the fight. I think it should be Tony Ferguson now versus Conor McGregor. I don't think it should be Nate Diaz, Conor 3. That's a dumb fight. You should give the actual real champion at 155 to fight the real number one contender, and that is Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson should be fighting against Conor McGregor. That should be the next fight. It shouldn't be Tony Ferguson versus Khabib or some other fight. It should be Conor, not Nate. It should be Conor and Tony versus to unify that belt and see if Tony Ferguson can beat Conor McGregor and solidify himself as the best pound for pound 155 pounder. He's like 11-1 in the 155 pound division. That's a crazy record. He's like 11-1 or 12-1. He has the most wins in the 155 pound division. The most wins right now in the UFC. That's crazy. This dude is dominating fighters with this weird, funky style. And my name is Trevor. As always, this has been another MMA Breakdown, baby. And this has been another Trevor's MMA video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys think. Is Tony the best pound for pound fighter in the 155 pound division? And is Demetrious Johnson the best fighter you ever seen? I think he's up there with the Fedor Emelianenko's, the GSPs, and all those guys. And he's just beating people like a savage. I'm Trevor, and I'm out, baby.